Hey, it is Monday night at 6, March 20th, 2023. We're doing a late night one. I think we're going to start vibing on these. We have a long time athlete in here, first time guest on the show, Mr. Aaron Dykes. Mr. Dykes, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. We've had a long 3.5 months. So Dykes is he's a guy I've had for like 7 years, from last year high school through college. Mm-hmm. And now it's time for him to turn pro. So he came back to the Wood Gym to get ready for pro day. And we've been going about 3.5 months. So we always like to wrap it up with some guys and see what their experience was, how it was, what's next step. I got a couple questions to ask. But the one question I always ask people like you, gifted athletes. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I don't know if you've ever heard this before.
No, probably not.
All right. I know it. I just like to read it off. When did you know that you were different? And he plays football, by the way.
That's a hard question. I've never been asked that question.
No, thank you.
I'd probably say I realized that I was a little different when I first moved to Knoxville. I didn't start playing football in Knoxville until I was in the 4th grade, I would say. And, I was nervous. I came from a small town, Roane County. So, football's a little different down there. I actually grew up playing against T when I was younger. He probably doesn't remember, but...
T. Higgins now plays with the Bengals,
so
right?
I only know that because my dad has some good friends over there at Oak Ridge. But, when you come from a small area like that, you hear about Knoxville football and just sports, and people always talk about how the athletes are just better than the small towns. And when I came up here, I surprised myself, and I actually was one of the better players in the league. And... I was played up because they only do one age group here, and I played up, and I was the best player, probably not the best player, but one of the best players on my team. And I realized that I was better than I thought I was. I was faster than everybody. I was just able to do things that some people couldn't do with the football in their hands. And so, at that point, I realized I was athletically gifted. And then I guess when I got to middle school, I realized I was different in the sense for that of my work ethic. I feel like I'm an extremely hard worker. I got to a certain point where my athleticism did stall a little bit. I still think I'm a really good athlete, but I'm not a guy who's going to jump a 40-inch vertical or run a 4.3 when I wake up in the morning. I had to work for those type of things. And I think my work ethic and my drive was just something that set me apart.
So you're saying like middle school?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wow, that's cool. Okay, so football was your sport. Did you play other sports?
I played basketball all through all my ages, and I ran track for 1 year, and that was not for me. I hated it a lot.
Why'd you hate track?
This is the running. Like, we ran every day. Like, if my event was the 200 at practice, I was running 300 and 400 meters, and I'm just like, I don't want to do this anymore.
No, not at all. All right, so you're here. Fast forward, you had a hell of a career at Richmond Spiders, right?
Yes, sir.
So what were your stats at Richmond finishing up?
I closed in close on 2,000 yards rushing, about 750 yards receiving, and I returned kicks early in my career. So I probably had about 1,600 kick return yards, and you add all it up, I was second all time in all-purpose yards at University of Richmond, 28 behind Tim Hightower, which I feel like some of y'all should know.
Oh, wow. Okay. And Tim Hightower, Google man, what do we got Tim Hightower doing?
He played in the NFL for a few years. I know that.
Oh, that's one of my questions coming up. That's one of my questions that Google man's going to have to get into. Griff is our Google man and our vice president chairman of Woodgym podcast. Ben, the lookalike Burt Reynolds, is in the house. Younger Burt. All right. If after that one, I was going to ask what we could lead into that with Richmond too is like, and you'll have to Google this one. Is there any current NFL football players playing? The most recent one that played, and are there any Richmond Spiders playing in all the leagues now that they have XFL, USFL, CFL, NFL?
Most recent was Kyle Laeta. He got drafted by the I want to say the Giants. The year I was going into college, he got drafted. So my senior year in high school, he got drafted to the Giants.
Who was that?
Kyle Laeta. He played quarterback.
Got it. Okay.
And before that, I don't even know. I don't know if we have any current people in the NFL right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
Tim Hightower?
Tim Hightower was drafted in 2008 by the then Arizona Cardinals, and he's gone on to play. Let's see. He also played for the Redskins, the New Orleans Saints, and the Florida Black Tips, and the 49ers.
Yeah,
he was now the director of alumni relations for the Washington Commanders.
He would have had a longer career. He had a real bad injury.
What position? Running back.
Mm-hmm. He had pretty good NFL stats. I mean, 752 rushing attempts, 2,977 rushing yards, 32 touchdowns, 162 receptions.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
I remember him.
Yeah, he got hurt, so
he came out of Richmond.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He was so good at Richmond his senior, junior year that they used to drug test him after games. He had such a leap from his junior to senior year.
Really?
Yeah, he told us that he came. I mean, he comes by to school and talks to us all the time.
What's his size when he played?
I don't know what his size was. He's a bigger guy. He's like 6'1", I want to say. I mean, Griff's going to have to check me on that, but he's bigger than me. I can say that.
He is. He's big.
Yeah, he's not a little guy.
Is he like over 200 at 6'1"?
Yeah. I mean, back then, every back was 6'1", 220 pounds.
Yeah, that's a monster.
Yeah.
For a running back, that's a big dude. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're trying to be the next.
Yeah, trying to be the next one. So.
Yeah, that's huge. That's a big. So the commitment of training for pro day, is one of the questions. Is describe the 3 months. We started December 19th through March 20th. That's 3.5 months. I mean, but you're a different cat because you're from here. You're a local high school kid. You trained with me in high school and college. So, we started and just been grinding since. So, what's that been like training? Because I know it's like finishing up with the IV today. It's like, whew.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a lot of ups and downs, I'd say. I mean, some mornings were hard to get out of bed. Mm-hmm. I'll be honest. I mean, especially when guys like Theo were here.
He's still talking about the Theo thing.
And the Mendoza twins, because I got looped into their workouts, and those workouts were always just so much, which it wasn't bad. I mean,
I threw a lot. I mean, your stack over there is epic of a stack.
It was a lot, but I mean, it was a grind. I mean, changing my diet 3 times or so, just bouncing back and forth on what you wanted me to do that week.
Yeah, I mean, you get somebody so long like that, guys, you could experiment with so many different ways of attacking his nutrition and even his training, and then just getting his condition right. So he's probably got to be like the Iron Man of football, where he could go forever, because I mean, there's no lacking in his speed endurance, compared to some of the new guys starting out.
Yeah, and it's also just like a toll on my mental. I mean, at times we do things and like we had to pro day last week. I mean, I didn't do as well as I thought I would. I mean, just because I abandoned everything we worked on. Since
We've been putting in a lot of work, and then to think, we put in all that work, and I didn't want to run. I didn't run what I wanted to.
Yeah.
The broad jump for me was the one that's like, I got to fix that, and I think I went after that with the A skip, and that's why you have those pro days. I don't know how many people do those out there, but they're nice to have just to reflect, and then it's called troubleshooting in anything, and then you go back and look at it and readjust, because if we didn't, we'd never know.
Yeah, I would have showed up on pro day and did that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
devastated.
No. Yeah, I mean, especially with the 36-inch vertical, I wanted to convert that to a broad jump, so that was my big thing, and keeping your size, and number one thing that people don't take in consideration is the injuries. You can't get, that's a long time to train and not have like a major blowout of something going on. So getting out of all the 3.5 months of pro day training with, 2-a-days, 4 workouts a day, it's what we were doing without an injuries that's epic. And they don't keep stats on that, but they really should. So kudos to you for listening to everything we've been doing, from the rest to the food, to the training. Like you said, okay, do that one. Okay, do that one, with everybody in here.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a part of it. I mean, early on, you told me you wanted to change my body composition, which I was cool with, and I knew those workouts were going to help do that. I mean, at times I questioned if that workout was really what I wanted to do, but I got through them. I mean, it was a grind. Some sore days. I mean, I'm still a little sore right now, but you work out for 3.5 months, and just straight 3.5 months, and you'll feel kind of rain down a little bit. Yeah,
it's a lot. So I know we've been training, and that's one of the questions I had on there. So when does it hit? With the anxiety, the anxious, the excitement, all those things. Does it hit on the drive up? Did it hit after we did the IV? Gris videotaped that, the day in the life of, what Dykes is doing, and we finished up with the IV. Does it hit getting in the car going home? And wrapping it up with the podcast. What is it?
Probably the night before with me. I mean, I'll probably be pretty loose up until the night before because, I mean, I have not so much stuff going on, but I'll be hanging out with my family tonight, and tomorrow I'll see my roommates for the first time in 3 months, and then just do things like that. And then the night before when I'm like alone and the next thing I got to do is wake up and start pro day, I'll probably be a little anxious and nervous. But I mean, I'm a nervous person. I get nervous. Like whenever I have to do anything, I get nervous. Like before games, I'm nervous the night before. So
nervous isn't bad. Yeah. You know, that's kind of cool you say that because most people don't get nervous. Yeah. I mean, I get nervous, waking up and starting to work.
When I'm not nervous, I'm nervous why I'm not nervous. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like when we have games and I'm like, don't feel the butterflies, I'm like worried about how I'm gonna play.
Right.
Because I did that, and to me, I feel like I'm not locked in all the way because like I've always had butterflies growing up. And so like when that's not something I feel, it like kind of makes me feel thrown off because it's like messes up what I'm used to feeling. It's just like at points I'm like, maybe I'm just used to this, but then I'm like, no, that's not right. So then I like got to try to like fix my mindset and figure out why I don't feel nervous when I feel like I should.
So you don't think the drive, anything, it's the same. This is totally different. You're not going back to camp. You know, this is,
I mean, I feel like I won't be nervous going up. I feel like the anticipation, excitement will be more because, I mean, you work your whole life for something and it's, less than 72 hours away. So it's kind of surreal. Like right now, I'm like, on the drive, I'll have time to like sit and like reflect on like where I've come from. Like, I mean, in high school, people told me I couldn't play college football. And then now I'm sitting here, has a chance to like put on a show for pro scouts to have a chance to go to the next level, which is something I've always dreamed of.
Wow. Yeah. So isn't it ironic that I wrote that yesterday in here last night when I was just by myself on a Sunday night? I wrote that board. I don't know if anybody saw that quote today about like pressure busts pipes.
Or they make diamonds.
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah. I thought that was
a good one.
Yeah, to put together this week for you. Mm-hmm. So, all right. So take me through the pro day. So after pro day, I'm not going to see you for a minute.
Yeah, you're not going to see me for a couple weeks.
Yeah. What's the route after that?
I'll probably just hang out in Richmond and just relax and like I need to relax. Honestly, I need a couple weeks. I mean, I'll probably get in the gym. Do a little lifting, but besides that, I'm gonna be to sit on the couch and I'll be back. I'm staying. My girlfriend's birthday is April 5th or 4th. It's April 4th, and so I'll stay up there and come back probably that weekend, and then get training for a rookie minicamp if I get the chance.
Yeah. No more A skips.
Oh, no more A skips. No,
I'm not. Drive skips. No.
I'm not doing A skips. I'm not doing A skips or jumping over any hurdles anytime soon.
Yeah, taking a break. So 2 weeks and then you back to the drawing board and doing some stuff. And like you said, the biggest problem everybody does is, your body looks amazing. We put together great numbers, and then they stop after they hit their pro day, and they're not the same person going to camp. We find that a lot. So we want to make sure we stay on that just to bring it back, and then. You'll be keeping in the loop, so you won't be here for UT's pro day next week, right? So you have to keep in the loop with us. Like.
Yeah, no, I was planning on FaceTiming in. To watch Jacob run or something like that. Yeah,
Holler barbecue.
Yeah, barbecue.
Have you met Barbecue, man? Oh my God,
he's a joy. He's a good one.
He's one of a kind in here. He's a good kid, and that's a beautiful thing. Is Dykes got to meet a lot of people in here and hang out with everybody and share each other's stories. So that's the Wood Gym in a nutshell of type A personalities. A guy's getting it done like a Dykes. I mean, he's done it. He's put the work in. I feel really good. I feel like it always comes on right at the end when it needs to. Every time like that, you get worried, then you're like, all right, he's gonna be fine, because you make those adjustments and clicks, and I think you're gonna do great.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I think I will too. I mean, I think Monday definitely was not what I wanted,
right?
But I think that it also locked me in more, because like all last week and through the weekend, we worked on what I needed to with my drive phase and things like that, and I feel confident. Like, I don't, like this morning when we were doing it, I wasn't thinking about my hands and I wasn't thinking about putting my foot down. I just felt more natural doing it finally.
Yeah. Remind me to send those videos tonight. So if you don't mind, text me and I'll send you those. I'll probably send you other ones too, but at least the ones that you were going through that. Just, your arms look great. Everything looked good. It all came together. It's always different, because you could always take those templates of all the people I've trained for combines and pro days, and I never repeated one.
Yeah.
I still like write out different things, and I don't know why I do that. Whatever that is, but I don't take a Harrison Smith one. I don't take a Leonard Fournette one. Yeah. I don't take a T. Higgins one. I don't take the pro day. The Canadian guy had Mark Ducois that had the best pro day ever that I've worked with. I don't. His folder's there, and I never looked at it because I think each individual is different. Yeah, even the two other cats you're working with, they're different.
It's extremely different.
Isn't it cool watching that? Like one guy's that, and you really got to make those adjustments.
Yeah, like we're all three different runners. Like they have faster feet than I do, but I run longer. Yeah. So we're all better at different things.
Yeah, you're smoother.
Yeah, and I think one thing you do that you cater the workouts to all of us, which is super important. Like we do stuff for our feet when they don't really need it, but I do. Yeah. And then we do stuff for them to be longer when I don't need it as much than they do. But we all still do the same things and all comes together. It's like that's the cool part when we do stuff. And like there's so many times like not now, but like when I was younger working out here, I'm doing stuff. I'm like, why are we doing this? Right. And then all of a sudden you show us something, and I'm like, and it like all clicks, and like that makes so much sense why we've been doing that workout that I had no clue what it was the whole time.
Yeah, and I like everybody coaches everybody, and that's the family. Well, I hate that word now because everybody says that with businesses, so I'm not even going to say family. I'd say it's the team or the responsibility, or everybody cheers for everybody because I thought it was fun with. This morning, you got the Jacksonville Jag running back looking at your heel, and then you got Jacob Sailors, my running back from ETSU, looking at that, and then you're looking at his. The reason I have everybody watch that, and then they fall in love with watching everybody's technique, because it's like a math tutor. The more you watch, the more you understand, and because it's not a selfish place. A lot of places are the guys just working on themselves and off to the side instead of going. Not saying I want you to watch their technique too much, but understand what they're doing wrong so you could see that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely helps because, like, especially me, I'm a visual learner, and so like seeing something that like Jacob was doing better than me helped me understand how to do it better, and also to act like the competitor in me made me like. I'm like, I can't let him just do it. Like, I can't let him by himself do it better than me. Because, like, I mean, I want the best for Jacob, and I'm sure he wants best for me. Time. Yeah. But, I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's just how I am when I'm competitive with everything, no matter what we're doing. It's like, when someone does something better than me, like, I may not ever be as good as him, but I want to be able to get to a point to where my dry phase or my cyclolytic looked close enough to his where it wasn't, wasn't horrible.
You could tell the work that you put in this weekend, you just passed him. On the dry face on the start, it just clicked over where it was like, okay, now you're the best dry face guy. Now it's my job to get him back. But that those days that he didn't have this weekend, which on purpose, and then I flooded you, and I think that those 2 days just snapped you right out.
I mean, I've been watching videos all weekend that you sent me so many videos on like running techniques that my feed on like my social media are just running now. Like I don't even like. I'll just scroll and I'll see somebody sprinting. I'm like,
same mine. I'm like, okay, I get it. And the beauty of that is I send them other pages of other coaches. There's no ego involved when you're trying. The goal's getting the one guy. That a lot of trainers wouldn't do that. They wouldn't want to share or whatever. Nah. When I'm like, this guy says it well. You might have been tired of me saying it for 3.5 months, but listen to this guy or whatever. And they coach it well. They'll have one word of a coaching cue that like, wow, he gets it, or that technique that I'm wanting that I can't show, or look at that guy do it. And that was Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's important too, like the way you do share with like other people's stuff, because like you know what you're talking about, but sometimes you may not be able to articulate the words for us to understand what you're trying to say. And sometimes, like when you showed me the video of the guy talking about the sledgehammer, that made like it was an easy analogy, but you in the moment couldn't think of that analogy.
No, it was like, wow, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, you have so much going on sometimes. Like you have us working on our pro day, and then you have the barbecues and guys like that who are just training for high school. So it's like there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on, but I mean, hey, there's some good speed coaches out there that know what they're talking about and say it different ways. And if I could like go, listen to that, watch that, and that helps all of us, So that's the beauty of social media. It's kind of cool that way because you can just click through. But my feed is all that now. It's switched over, Dang, and now look at all speed. Let's go, man. Yeah, man, I just want to chop it up. Nothing big. I mean, just, round out the day, man, with what an epic day of like a nice morning session. Like you said, you weren't thinking about stuff over there. You could tell you're totally relaxed and confident what you're doing now because you got it. It clicked. And I think it clicked for you, and you're still watching two cats out there where it's not clicking yet, and they're like, when is it my turn to be like poured on like good maple syrup on a pancake? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It is interesting, like with me filming over the past month and here shot every day. What has just happened from Tuesday last week, Monday last week to that, and I mean when it clicked on Saturday when you guys started getting and working.
It hit it.
But it also entails most people don't know the actual roller coaster that what you guys go through.
Yeah,
on both ends.
Sure. And that was just, poor starts. We've had somebody like Aaron Dobson that trained with me for a couple of weeks and then left and went to IMG, then blew out his hamstring, then had to come back here. And it's like, that's a roller coaster. That's a whole other, that's an injury that, that's, people don't take that into consideration as much as they should as when they interview trainers. How many injuries have you had? How many major injuries have put somebody out of the league where they couldn't do this or couldn't perform? Because it's all about the performance, whatever it is.
Especially after the combine. That's what we were talking about too. It was like right when the NFL Combine came on, and then how the metrics like flipped.
Oh yeah. I know the perfect storm's coming, and I feel like George Clooney, and maybe you're Mark Wahlberg in it, but yeah, because you're like, here it comes. They're going to watch Combine. They're going to watch and go, this guy's running this way, or that guy's running that fast, or they didn't really this guy's behind the line, and we had to play with it.
Yeah.
We did a tons of sequences to get his foot pattern right, and it's just watching the combine always throws it off. I mean, it's great to watch because you get to see the drive phases and all the cyclic phases, but then it's like comparing those numbers, and it's like, wait a minute, let's be happy where we are, and that is another word that you can't be.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. The combine was hard. I mean, you have to realize like a lot of those guys, you don't have to train them a thing, and they'll go run a 4.4.
Right.
So it's like those guys are extremely gifted. A lot of those guys are. There's a reason they play at the Alabamas and the Texases.
Sure.
So,
good for you for saying that. Yeah, help out the others listening to the show of like, be the best version of you. And I think hopefully I sprayed some wisdom on that for you also. It's like, man, let's go. Let's we're a Richmond Spider. Let's be the best damn Richmond Spider we could be. You know it? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
And if I'll leave it at this and we can wrap it up. But I could tell you, like, if he doesn't make it in the NFL, he should go into like bodybuilding or something, like male modeling.
No,
because he's a good looking dude. We really pumped the body up. It looks good.
Yeah, now
don't let him lose that physique. I don't like the way you're talking. Like when football's over, he's gonna be fat.
Oh, I told you what I'm gonna do when football's over, man. I'm chilling. I'm hanging out. I'm not. I might not find a gym for a minute after football.
Well, you got great delts, and everybody loves your delts and pecs, so it's good. Aaron Dykes, man, it's been a blast. And hey, I just want to chop it up for a minute and tell you, hey, thanks for giving me the opportunity of training you.
Thanks for training.
You could have went anywhere in the country, and you came back to the Wood Gym.
Yes, sir. You and my dad dragged me out of school for this. I appreciate it.
School's for fools. All right, brother. Take care.
Yes, sir.
It's perfect.
It's a good ending.
I don't know how we talk about.